Hello, everyone. Dean on the Street, host of the Dean Bleckman Show. Still here at Plycon Transportation Group, corporate world headquarters here in Kings Park, New York, out on Eastern Long Island. I'm here with a great group of guys, the management team, the Plyconis brothers. We've got Dave, we've got Chris. I'm sorry, we got Dean, we've got Chris, we've got Dave, and we've got nephew and son of Dean, Michael. We're here to have another candid discussion about something that interests me a lot and that I'm sure will interest you a great deal. Okay, movers of luxury transportation, moving of furniture, wine, cars, an exciting business. Gotta ask you guys, when Dad decided to start a transportation business, the next generation, the children, you guys, how did all that evolve? You guys decide to come into the business, why, and how did each one's role in the business? How did it play out, and exactly what you guys do today in the business? So Dean, we're gonna start with you because you're a dean, and I like that name. Okay, and it's your birthday this week.
It's my birthday, and I'm the oldest.
Dean Plyconis.
For me, Dean, I have to tell you, it started the day my dad put me in that truck in Corona, Queens, at 6 years old.
Wow.
I remember it clear as a bell. He opened up the door, lifted me up, put me in the seat, and I watched him walk in front of the cab. And when he got in, there was this big white light around him. And I just knew that day I was going to be a trucker and a mover just like my dad.
What a great story.
So
that's unbelievable, Dean.
He wanted me to go to college. He wanted us all to go to college and be better than him. But somehow through the years of being in that, we didn't have summer family vacations. Our summer vacation was going with my dad, and we could not wait. And to move furniture with him and to learn a trade. He was like the #2 driver in the entire Mayflower fleet. He moved presidents, he moved top executives of all the top firms, Coca-Cola, you name it, Pan Am, all of those types. They would pay him special to get to their place to move the higher executives. So we were taught by the best.
Wow.
And somehow he was able, and I don't know how he did it, but he was able to have his sons prepped for this business. Whether we were going to go into it or not, I don't know, but I think he had this plan way early on. He wanted us to fall back on this. You know, he goes, if something didn't work out for you, you had something else you can fall back on. But he gave us the love and the drive to do it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So once again, your role day to day in the business.
Role day to day in the business. You know, we don't like titles. We're kind of like, we call each other members.
Okay.
You know, we all bring a different talent to the company.
Awesome.
I kind of like the operations side, the training side. Chris is a financial whiz. David's a procurement guy and a teacher and operations guy as well. So we all bring talents that complement. Where, you know, our arguments are to a minimum. You know,
I've got to ask each one of you this question though. Okay, your management style, your temperament, your culture. How would you categorize? How would you say that pertains to Dean Plyconis?
My style is more of a family style, and you know, I love watching people do their work, and you know, we pay them to do a job. I like watching them do a great job. So that's my.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Let's move on to brother Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
What's the question?
The question is, how did it evolve with you deciding to come into the business once Dad decided to build and form a huge luxury transportation, moving transportation company? What motivated Chris Plyconis to get into the business?
Well, I think it was more of a respect issue for my dad. Respecting the fact that he was developing this business for his sons. Originally, he wanted the business to be called Plyconis and Sons, and he had made a piece of art from contact paper and masonite from my bedroom when we were growing up. I have a truck that said Plyconis and Sons on it. When we did come up with the name Plycon, which is shortened up for our last name, I think he gave us all tests on what our capabilities were. My test was to design the logo of our first truck, which is in front of me. I'm much younger than my two brothers, so I was kind of in the background watching my mom, my dad run the New York operation. Dave at that time was floating back between Florida and New York. So we always had the same teacher, so we all understood each other's language when we were loading a truck or unloading a truck. So there was never an issue on how to get a job done. I just had, again, I was a little younger, so I was able to grab some talents from Dean, some talents from Dave, and some talents from my father, and I had a little bit more of a recipe on how to get something done. We all have different ways of getting to the finish line when there's a job, but we know at the end of the finish line that we want a happy customer, and we want to do the job right one time.
Okay.
That was one thing we were taught was do the job right the first time, or do not do it at all.
There's no question about it. You guys get it done the first time. Real quickly in 2 or 3 or 4 words. That's it. Your management style, how would you categorize it?
I'm more analytical.
Awesome. Let's move on to Brother Dave.
Well, my story is a lot like Dean's. You know, as we're growing up as little kids, we really never saw my dad. You know, for 10 months out of the year, we were going to school, and he was on the road. And when he came into town, he worked, and he was here for 2-3 days. He was sleeping most of the time because he was tired, and off he was on the road again. So when summertime came, we couldn't wait to get in the truck and travel the country with him.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
not only spending the time as father and son, but he taught us a trade. And it was just instilled in us when we, you know, as we got older, we knew we had a trade, regardless if we went to college or not, which, you know, we all gave it a shot. I went to the University of Miami, but I knew I wanted to do this business.
Awesome. Great story, Dave. Real quickly, 3 or 4 words. Dave's management style.
I'm a realist.
Awesome. Awesome. Listen, this good-looking guy here, I introduced him previously. Nephew to Dave and Chris, and beautiful son to Dean. Michael, anything you have to say?
I just have to say that I'm blessed to be a part of this whole process. I mean, growing up in the business as a kid, you know, similar stories to all them. I worked with all 3 of these guys, and growing up, I idolized all 3 of them.
Awesome.
Wanted to emulate them. I wanted to learn their skills, and now I'm just trying to apply it into the new generation.
Well, I'm richly blessed too to have met you and to know your great family. And just want to say that we're going to be back again. Okay, we're here in Kings Park, New York, Long Island, the corporate headquarters of Plycon Transportation Group. They're the movers of luxury, and they're an incredible family. One of the best business success stories I've ever heard in my life. So, fellas, say goodbye to everybody. This has been Dean on the Street, host of the Dean Bleckman Show. We're going to see you real soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.